What's going on today, everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Mine's gonna be judgmental on what we got going on behind us. So today's the day I need to get some gel coat on the bottom of this ski. So I've got it all flipped over still. I need to get some gel coat on it and start getting this project wrapped up. So first step is just to start. I just gotta start. I've been really nervous about how to do gel coat. I've done all of like 2 square feet of it with a brush and a roller, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't. After lots of research, I still really don't know what I'm doing. I did want to spray this one, but I don't have a setup in the garage, and it's way too windy outside to try to get a gun out and do it outside. So we're gonna try rolling again. Now, I've heard that foam rollers are no good, so obviously I've got foam rollers here. So we will see how well that works out. I did not mean to order foam rollers. I actually meant to order a hairstyle. I don't know what they call it, but a different style. That being said, this is what we have. We're gonna try to do it trial by error, right? The worst that happens is there's a little more sanding, but either way, I just got to get started on it. I just got to get some layers down so we can start getting this ski flipped over and back to running. So it's time for that to happen. Let's go ahead, get some gel coat on this and start going with that. We're going to start with the non-wax gel coat, get a couple layers in, and then we'll cap it all with some wax to seal it and then get it to cure. So without further ado, let's try to get into this. First things first, I already went and did it, but it's time to get some acetone on it, get that cleaned up again, get it prepped, ready for doing some gel coat. So let's get some acetone on this, get all the dust off, and go from there. So we're gonna start out with gel coat without wax, so that will get tacky then on it. We'll go ahead and lay up a couple layers, hopefully 2 layers on the bottom, and then finish with a 3rd layer with wax, and that with wax will cure everything below it. So the hopes is to get a coat on, wait about a half an hour, let it get tacky, put another coat on, wait about a half an hour, put the 3rd coat on, and then wait for the night and let that cure overnight. And that way it should be nice and hard and ready for sanding for tomorrow. Hopefully we can flip the ski over tomorrow. That would be nice. Shake everything up, make sure all those solids, I don't know if it has solids or separation issues, but it can't hurt to mix it up a little bit. And then we'll get some stir sticks. Get a stir stick out and some buckets up there to get this mixing. So I have 0 clue on how much this is gonna take going across that thing, but I figure a little bit less is probably better, seeing as how I only have like 10 minutes of work time. So I'm gonna shoot for 4 ounces and then just go from there. Try to work sides. I think I want to work one side. Yeah, we're just winging it. We're getting it here. So we're gonna go for about 4 ounces here. Make sure nothing goes back in that. We've got our 4 ounces. Now we need to get this guy, and I believe it says 14 to 16 drops per ounce. Now it's kind of warm out, so I think we'll do, probably on the lower side, 14-ish. Well, trial number 1 didn't go too bad. We got most of the boat covered, and I'm gonna need a lot more, it looks like. So that's the thing. But the last little bit in the bottom, I'm going to actually get a brush and use it to touch up some areas. So Well, our first coat didn't go too bad at all. I got pretty much the whole bottom side covered. I really wish I would have taken the intake grate and the pump out. It would have made it so much easier. But this is the bottom. I'm not really worried about the tunnel too much. I'm just taking care of all the deep, nasty scratches that it had in it and kind of making it one color again. The bottom, it's going to be a jet ski. It's going to get banged on the beach, so I'm not hyper worried about the scratches. I did think that it would take care of a lot more of the gel coat than it is, so I definitely should have sanded more, but the middle turned out very good, and that's the part that I sanded the most. That's what's going to see the most scratches though, but it is what it is. We've got a good coat on everything. I'm going to wait a couple minutes, about 30-40 minutes, let this dry up, tack up, and then start on another coat. So there was a lot of learning curve on the first little bit. It didn't kick off as fast as I thought. The 10-15 minutes is kind of accurate, but I have more time than I was assuming. With that, I was rushing way too much. Didn't have things ready. I didn't have napkins ready or towels ready. I didn't have acetone ready. I just was ill prepared, so I got paint kind of everywhere. When I poured the cup out onto the ski and then started rolling, I would forget to clean the cup off and it'd be dripping everywhere, so I got the opportunity to do a lot of cleaning on the floor to clean up, and I obviously missed a couple spots, but as soon as you step in it, now you're tracking it around. So I've got a pretty good circle of white going around the jet ski for me. Going to this side, go to that side, go to this side, go to that side. But we're going to give this a couple more minutes, get this tacky. It's actually pretty warm out, and it's pretty well, I mean, it's not even really tacky anymore. I think we're going to go ahead, get another coat on, get this working off some more, and really build this up. This is the bottom of the ski, so this is the one that's going to take the most beating, the one I want a pretty good layer of protection on. So let's go ahead and continue on with this. Layer number 2 went so much better. I've kind of figured out how I need to start laying it down, and it's gone so much smoother than the first time. I did find out, don't reuse the cup, let it dry, and then come back to it, because you get little, where's one at? There's little chunks that will come out with it, but those will all sand out. That'll be fine. I'm figuring out I can cover up some of the cracks a little bit better, and the holes, they've gone pretty much away. There's a couple little dimples here and there, but overall, it's starting to look very good. It's not tacky, or it's kind of tacky, so I'm about ready for another coat. So that was number 2. I might do another one. They've gone on really thin, which has been good, but also kind of annoying. But we will go ahead and finish doing this up and get the bottom kind of done. It does have some dust on it, but it's pulling right off, which is nice. I need to do the sides a little bit better. I'm having troubles with this area where I fix those cracks. It's kind of hard to get into, but we're figuring it out. It's getting there. Also working on the hood. The hood had a lot of work to do to it. This side especially has one coat on it, but it was very gone. So we got a lot of buildup on this hood to do, especially on this side. So I might start here, do this, do that, and then end up with a third one here to get another layer on top of it. So we'll see. This one's a work in progress, but we're getting there. Well, after lots of trial and error, I'm finding out that the microfibers are actually working the best out of all the methods. The brush gets real close, but the brush leaves weird marks where it's like scratches. It's all leaving high spots, which is less than ideal. You want to get them as low as you can so you have the least amount of sanding possible. So that's the goal for me, but it's turning out to be more difficult than not, because when a nap rolls over it, that bump, it will pull up the last thing to touch is that bump, and if there's any extra material, it leaves it on top, so it just keeps building the tops up and not the valleys. It's a little bit tough to deal with, but we've got our final coat on. The top coat with wax has been applied to hopefully starve that of oxygen and then really set it and cure it, because before, if you look, you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but right here, I set the cup upside down to try to get the stuff out, and the cup actually sank into the gel coat. So that's not very good, but it is showing that it's not cured. So now the with wax, a good healthy coat over it with wax, that should hopefully start the cure, starve it of oxygen, start the cure, and go from there. So I think, fingers crossed, we're done. I really hope we don't have to do another coat for some reason, but for right now, we've got that done. We've got the hood done, and now the rest is the top side. So the bottom, I care, but I'm not super picky about the scratches and the bumps and stuff on the bottom, because it's gonna hit the beach, it's gonna hit the trailer, it's gonna be on the easy ski, it's just gonna get damaged. So I'm not gonna spend a huge amount of time making it perfect mirror shine, but I am gonna take some time to make it right. And then I'll spend the time on the top half, which luckily has a lot more flat edges, which would be a lot easier, but it also has a lot more flat edges, which is going to suck, because that means they have to be perfectly flat, and that's the side we want to mirror finish on. So I will take my time more on the top and make that perfect than the bottom that's going to get scratched and dinged up anyways, but I still want to take the time, because the slick, it'll look goofy if I have half it spackled and half of it shiny. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm going to go to bed, because it's getting late out and I'm ready for bed. And I think this is an awesome stopping point for the project, because I can't really do much anymore. So now I'm waiting for this to cure off. I'll probably wait 2 days for this to really cure off and then start wet sanding it. So I'm gonna get out of here. You guys enjoy your day. I'm going to enjoy not painting this. And heads up, this stuff is very, very not toxic, but it lets off a lot of gas when it's going. So the garage door stays partially open, and then we've got fans everywhere pushing this air out of here, because it is nasty smelling. So if you can, do this outside. Don't do it in your garage if you can help it, but get some ventilation going. It is very, very stinky stuff. So, okay, rambling. I need to go. You need to go. Take it easy, everyone. We'll catch you in the next episode, where we're going to be doing some more stuff with this jet ski. I might switch it up and get away from painting for an episode. Stay tuned to that, because that's going to be fun. Take it easy, everyone. Peace. Oh my gosh, it's all bad. I've heard that foam rollers are no good, so obviously I've got foam rollers here.